this ain't gonna feel good, but it's gonna make me feel a lot better. Are you ready? What's going on, party people? Today we're going to be removing the front tire of the 2010 ZX-10R. I printed out the pages that I needed from the manual just in case. If you're not mechanical like me, I suggest you just go ahead and look at the manual. Refer to the manual. The manual will tell you how everything goes. So pretty much the tools that we'll be needing to remove your front tire is a 6mm Allen wrench, a 22mm front axle tool, or if you don't feel like wasting money like I did to get that tool, you could easily use the back end of a spark plug socket. Those work. I've seen plenty of videos with those. Just real quick, go over the schematics. And you're also going to need a 12mm socket wrench. Alright, so they say the front is way easier than the rear, so let's give it a whirl. Alright, so things you want to do is remove 2 bolts on the front caliper. Your bike has 2, 1 on each side. Remove these 2 bolts, boom. Take off the brake. The other thing is you want to take out the axle nut or axle bolt or axle. Jeez. So the way you do that is you loosen these 2 bolts on the bottom of your fork. Take out your axle. Boom. Tire comes off. It's another diagram right here, a little easier. Now I've seen a couple videos to where they loosen both sides. They do one side and not the other side. So I'm gonna go with trying to loosen one side of the fork, and then take out the front axle. Alright, so the first things you guys need to do is get your bike up, your front end up. If I could do it again, I would not choose this front stand. The ideal stand you want to do this with is the triple tree stand. That way you have all the room in the world to get to these bolts here. And so what I did with the front stand that I have was I lifted it up just behind the front axle. Let's get these calipers off. You want to remove these 2 bolts on both sides. So get them loosened for the most part, and then you can pretty much take them off by hand. Boom. Top one. Caliper. Easy on your rims. And there we go. Here's one side. Bottom one. Now when you're taking off your calipers, it's a good time to check and see if you need new brake pads. I already having I've already gotten new brake pads this year, so that comes off. Good idea to put them out of the way a little bit. Put them up on your lower fairing, why not? Loosen up these two bottom bolts on your fork. And leave the other side tight, because that's going to help as you take this off. Don't need to take them off. Just make sure they're real loose. Get your 22mm tool. Get your high-speed freaking wrench. Alright, so I can manually turn it with my hand now. You want to give your front tire some support. So that bad boy is just on a drum. She's loose. That's your front axle. Should come right down. Boom. You have a washer on both sides. Remove those so they don't get lost. Unlike your front tire, your rear tire, these will touch. So I've seen a lot of people take them off, but I'm gonna leave mine on. Take them to the shop. Hopefully they will not jack them up. Yeah, so when you don't lay it down, because this is the most important part of your bike, which is your front brakes, and these are the rotors. So don't ding them up. All right. So we got front tire off, and that's what we're gonna be replacing with. Michelin Pilot Road Force. Alright, we're back. Got our tire back with our brand new tire on the rim. When you go ahead and put it back on, make sure your directional arrow is facing the proper way. Turns that way. Want the arrow going that way. So let's go ahead and put our washers back in there. Now, I left everything the way it was. Make sure you re-grease your stuff. Got them back in. You're lined up back in there. Alright. Get her back on. Alright, so she's back in there. Back in there. So we got her back in there. Now we're just screwing her down. So to tighten it down to spec, use our torque wrench to 94 foot-pounds. It's 90. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me lock it back down. Let me tighten her until you hear a click. There it is. 94 foot-pounds of magic. Let me go ahead, tighten our fork bolts back down. Hate to have the front tire come off as we're doing a wheelie. Let's get our brake calipers back on. Line those up real nice. Nice. Right in. This is my top one. Top bolt. My bottom bolt. Tell you what, that brake cable doesn't do us any favors. Now you can. There is a torque setting for these as well, but I'm just gonna hand tight it pretty good. I'm not gonna gorilla tighten them because I might want to take them off again one day. I don't have impact tools, so that's pretty damn tight. Let's get the other side. Shebang. That was the top bolt. Sure, it doesn't matter. But you never know. Bottom bolt. Nice. Now they're back on. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Pump them a couple times. So when you take off, you know you got some brake fluid pumped up in there. So that's it. Front tire is installed. Warning, if it falls off, it's not my fault. You guys have a great day.
This is the end, beautiful friend.